The views and opinions of this podcast are solely our own and in no way meant to offend or upset anyone. We ad-lib, paraphrase and imitate to convey reviewed content only. It's a bit of a laugh. Enjoy!
I'll be the last one left when the lights go out. I'm down to one last breath, but I can't stop now. We all fall down sometimes, yeah, but that's just life. So cross my heart and hope to die. Baby, I was born to fight the fear when I feel like dying. I'm trying to fly high, but I'm not a pilot, can't deny it. There's some days I feel idiotic, just a product of a system where you're lucky just to...
It's a long road, and it's as hard as hell. Dun, dun. And that's the truth, mate. Oh, Addy, that tickle you?
Hi, I'm sitting here, sunburnt, but otherwise perfect. I don't know if you can tell by my complexion there.
Ah, you're looking bra, mate.
The same
You
colour.
were
What?
back last night, weren't you?
Aye. I'm a sun worshipper, mate. We get it for about a month in Scotland solid, and then that's it. Bye. So I need to top up, get an all-round tan. You see.
That's it. That's all you need is the sunshine, a cold beer, a wee empty clothes peg on the line, and the faint smell of the back bins up your waft. It's bra.
I'll have you know, each of those pegs have got a name. They match the voices in my head, you see.
One of the first books I ever learnt to read in primary. I'm surprised I can remember because I can't remember what I had for my dinner last night, but it was called Peg Leg Meg. There you are. Look that up.
I was a hungry caterpillar man myself.
Oh, I've got that. We bought that for the boys, 50th anniversary, and also the Tiger Who Came to Tea, 50th anniversary edition. And they were that enthused by it, they just ripped it asunder, ripped it a bit.
You ever watched Sean Locke's The Tiger Went for a Pint book?
Oh, that is the funniest, one of the funniest human beings ever to walk this earth, man. And he's a sad loss, the guy. Even when it shows you the clips, him on 8 out of 10 cats, and his last ones, where his voice is away and all that, still funny, man. That's a challenging wank. Well, speaking of challenging wanks, John J. Rambo, mate, you picked this. What's your thoughts behind it? Picking it?
I just remember it being a brilliant action film that it was like just Stallone, you know what I mean? It wasn't like a Terminator, it was just like a pure determination guy. You know what I mean?
People listen, I'm doing the lip thing.
Because it was quite gritty, you know what I mean? See, if you look at it, because it wasn't like, see how you get the Arnold Schwarzenegger films and all that, and he's like the commando and blowing stuff up and everything's fine, and it doesn't get shot and all that stuff. But in this, obviously, you see he gets injured and it's like pure survival skills and all that. So
reading up on it, there's a realism to the film. The sign of the times was that was happening all the time, and people were coming back from Nam, and they were just looked upon, as Stallone says at the very end scene, baby killers and all that kind of stuff. When they were over through no choice of their own, they were sent over by Nixon, weren't they? You know what I mean?
Aye, sent here. Go and do this. We need to stop communism there. Oh, aye.
No, in there, see what we can get off them. That's exactly what it was.
Fuck all to do with the poppy fields and that, But aye, why
not at all, man. So the film starts, it's the melancholy trumpet of the main score. It's the main score, man. Score for this film's off the charts. I know Diabolical done this, and 50% of them at least thought this tune was murder, man. But I can see the place for it in the film. I think it suits it. I would play it at my next set being a DJ, but everybody up the road suicidal. But it comes down the wee hill, at the start, and it's the only time in this whole franchise, but all 5 films, that Rambo smiles.
Is it? I've not seen the last one, but
That's Last Blood. It's watchable. It's good. It's a wee 6.5 out of 10, I think. But he comes down this hill because he's looking for his friend, isn't he? He's part of his old platoon, and he's quite happy because he sees kids playing in this house that he's meant to get into, and he goes down the hill, isn't he? But there's one thing about him, mate, and I've just wrote it down here. Boy is starving hungry, man. He's starving hungry.
He's starving.
But anyway, he gets down, doesn't he?
Oh, aye. He goes down here to try and find his mate for the war. And he's talking to this woman who has got no time for his fucking questions. Like, I'm putting a wash in it. Say your piece.
Speaking of putting washings out, shocking. She doesn't spread it out or nothing. She's just putting them up and scrunching them all together. A terrible washing. That's no drying. Nah.
No. Oh, crinkle cut sheets, is it?
Here you, Mrs. Delmar. What are you playing it?
Aye. It's Rambo in it, and he's looking for his pal. And he was told this is the address. And it's took a long time for him to find this address. Mm-hmm. And it turns out his pal's dead, and he died of cancer.
But it's just not funny. I'm not laughing at that. But I'm laughing, as you said, right? The woman's just looking straight through him like she can't be bothered. So he first of all says, I'm looking for my pal Delmar, Bobby Delmar, whatever his name is. She just looks at him. So he then thinks, okay, I'll prove it to you. I've got a letter. No letter. Okay, I've got this photograph. And look, you're putting up to your face. Look, here he is. That's me. There's Billy. There's John. There's me Malky. And there's Pops. See him? That's me. That's a Delmar guy.
Want me a bit of proof of me? Like, there's a lock of his hair there. He gave me that. And there's his grandfather's
There's his back molar that came out that time. But she then opens her mouth and says, I know. She opens her mouth and goes like, he gone. Whereabouts? When will he be back? No, I mean, he's dead. The cancer got him.
Aye.
And it's kind of, she tells him to go through being, it's like chemical warfare and Nam, wasn't it?
Aye, that was the stuff, the old stuff they put in the grass. I can't remember the name yet, but it's ate him right to the bone, wasn't it? Even to the point she says like, even I could lift him off the sheets. You're like that. Oh, you're not hurt, missus. You're just fucking. You're just.
What was that? It's like you described it. Oh, I ate him right to the bone. It did. Big jaggy teeth cancer just ate him like a pork chop right to the bone, the boy.
Oh, fucking.
Which again is not funny. I don't know why you're laughing at it, people. All right. Just some of the pattern in this is
quite emotional.
No, it was. It was. As we can tell, if anybody's watching this, but so he's sent on his way, and it's just the next wee couple of minutes is just him walking down the road and doesn't know where he's going. Really, didn't know he got to the next town over. I think, which appears to be
because he just answered the. Aye, he just hands her the other 40, didn't he? Because he's not even used for it because the raw way sort of hanging to it. And it's like,
and she just looks at him and goes. She takes a photo of him and goes, "That's a challenging wank." Listen, I'm going to try and note. I know it's a bit late, but I'm not going to swear for swearing's sake. If it's needed, I'll do it like that in context, but I'm not just going to keep saying it, right? Sweary words. I'm going to try anyway. So he sets off. He gets to the next town, which is Hope. A town called Hope, innit?
Aye, Hope. Hope this wee place, and this is where you're first introduced to this sheriff, innit? That I said to you the other night, I hated this poor guy.
Ryan
After this
Dennehy.
film forever, man. I just because I don't know if you've seen the Assault Precinct 13 remake. He plays the exact same character in that.
Oh, aye. He plays the exact same character in about 150 of the 300 films he's ever done. He's either a cantankerous cop or he's a baddie. Apart from Cocoon, right? Cocoon, he's a good alien, but he's still unlikable. Still. Hey, I'm a good guy. Look at my light. Eyes. He's on his first patrol of the day, jumps in his car, and he instantly sees Rambo. He's like, oh, I'm not liking that. Who are you? And he pulls him up, doesn't he?
Yes, where this stranger's gone, isn't he? Oh, you want to raid drifters, son? But Rambo's just, what is he? He's just looking for somewhere to eat, isn't it? He's asking him where he's heading to, you know, that Portland or whatever, north or whatever it is. And he tells him to get into the car and he'll take him there. And automatically,
the car will take you where you need to be.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
And it's just, for the offset, just absolute arseholery. You know what I mean? It's just, where the guy going to get a bacon sanny there? Oh,
that's all he wants. We something to eat, we cup of coffee. Can I just say an this? But see the backdrops of this town. They're beautiful, man. Big snowy mountains, and it just looks like somewhere I would like to live, man. It looks brilliant, man.
Aye. So everybody knows everybody.
That's it. Simpler times. So Rambo jumps in the car. I think he's starting to know the score anyway, and Teasel's still yapping away in his ear. So Rambo's not really listening. He just says, is there anywhere I can get something to eat? And he goes, yeah, sure. There's a diner about 30 miles up the road. And then he just kind of looks puffed out, doesn't he? And he goes, why are you pushing me? How dare you ask a question to me? Please.
Aye. Is there any law that says I can't eat here? And he's like, aye, me. And you're just like, see you, mate. See you. You know what I mean? But obviously, like you're saying, Rambo's puffed out because it's obviously not the first time he's experienced this. You know what I mean? And it's just, oh, here we go again.
It's strange, man, to think, was the American public that kind of uneducated and backwards that they thought these people volunteered to go and fight this war? Do you know what I mean? And they were seen as like scabs when they came back. It's horrible, man. Imagine us doing that to our troops when they come back from Afghanistan and all that, you know what I mean?
Nah, it's not right. It's not right. But because I was about to say to him, you shouldn't be wearing that flag around here, mister. You're going to upset a lot of people. And you're like, I'm sorry. If I stepped into El Salvador.
Oh, I do mistake myself. This is Cuba, is it? Huh. Okay. Tell Shay I'll be up in a moment. Oh. And he also says to me, he says, I'm wearing that flag in your jacket and your hair and you're unshaved the way you are. People are going to ask questions.
Aye.
Look at you fat right. Right is not a swear word.
Are you one of the beatniks?
So if it more or less, he drives him straight through town to the other end, doesn't he? And over the bridge, lets him off. Don't be coming back now. Here, go on there, get.
It's like when somebody's trying to get rid of the old Duncan. Go on, shoo, we can't keep you. Throwing sticks at him and all that.
I hate you. And then you see, he drives away, and then Rambo just stuns and goes, you just see the no chance, I'm not having this moment in his eyes, and he puts his collar up, bag of the shoulder, about turns, and walks back the way he came, doesn't he?
Nah, that's it. It's just this whole thing. It's obviously happened a couple of times, and he's recently been hot with the news that all his pals are dead. So it's just a case of, nah, I'm not putting up with this shit anymore, and just I'm going to have that bacon sandwich.
He is starving. Boy is starving hungry, and his last best pal's just been eaten right to the bone. The cancer's got a full belly. Why should Rambo not have one?
Fucking hell.
Fair's fair. You know what I mean?
But The sheriff, and he sees him coming back and turns about, doesn't he? And he's just, nah, mate, you're not coming into this town again. Gets out of the motor and just practically arrests Rambo, doesn't he? Know what I mean? It's just passes him to the point where he gets a reaction from him, and it's just, put your hands on that car. He's holding on his revolver, isn't it? But see, all the way through this, I think he was just looking for an excuse to just kill Rambo. Know what I mean? Like he's just angry at Vietnam vets or something.
Yes, that's part of the lore, part of the background of the story, which was cut out. It's in the book about how Teasel never actually went to Nam, but he told everybody he went to Nam. Do you know what I mean? He was in the Korean War, and in the book, Teasel's biggest gripe with Vietnam vets is that they seem to be getting the recognition, whereas he was in the Korean War and everybody's forgot about him. So he's really pissed off for the get go. But I might say he wanted to cut his head off, not yet, but we definitely, once we get processed in the police station, then he gets a wee bit angrier. So he does it. It tells him to spread him, finds his big knife, which was custom made for the film, with the compass and the sewing kit and all that jazz in it. And then it was actually sold in Victor Morris in Glasgow, and I had one, and it took off me, quite rightly, by the police. So what are you doing with that, son? Oh, it's got a compass on it. I just want to see where north is. Knife was bigger than my forearm, you know what I mean? But everybody had them, so they did. And it did. It had the wee sewing kit in there, and it had the wee curling needle. What are you going to do with that? Oh, just in case I get injured. I was about 9-year-old. Imagine me sitting up Kelvin Grove Park, stitching a wound.
Man, I'm just getting that, man. Would you get like the copper go like that? What you got to use this for? And you just go hunting.
Aye, what are you hunting? Pigeons. Just want some meat.
You live in a metropolis, son.
Aye. There's plenty of bins about. You don't need to hunt bins. So Teasel takes him in the car back to the busiest police station in the whole planet Earth.
Aye. And it's
there's another shift that aren't working. Do you know what I mean?
Aye. This wee tiny town, know what I mean? There's like one pub in the place, and I've got it's like an LAPD police station, know what I mean? Just
even when you see the police station later on, it looks like two porter cabins have been sellotaped together. But Rambo gets hauled into this place. There's about 10 officers doing other things. There's about 3 admin assistants, and then there's the arbitrary guys walking back and forth with bits of paper. Do you know what I mean? It's so busy. And by the way, there's more people walking down the stairs.
There's a bunker to this thing. I don't know what they were expecting in this wee tune. Know what I mean?
Oh, so many guns, mate.
Oh. But
when he gets down the cell, that's when the flashbacks start, innit?
Aye, because he gets handed there to some other policeman in it, and he's just it's him with a moustache. He's another one. Just despise that person and all, man. Because I don't know if he's got the same kind of story as the sheriff, but he's harder on Rambo. Know what I mean?
Oh, he's just a badging. He's just a bad person. So he is.
Somebody should be in the job, but.
Right.
Rambo gets left with wee Mitch, didn't he? This big Davy Caruso for CSI. Oh, I wish you had shades on this. This is when it started.
I know.
Oh.
Aye, big Alec McLeish is left him, and they're trying to get his name, and he's no talking. So Mitch grabs his dog tags. Rambo grabs Mitch's arm. What? Go. I'm really starting to dislike you, boy.
Aye.
Big stick here. I'll break your face.
Aye. Because all the way, wasn't it? Rambo's getting flashbacks, like you say, because he sees the bars, and it reminds me when he was in Vietnam, obviously as a POW and stuff. And it's just. But
as people like to call them, pow pow.
Pow pow. Oh, that's the other thing as well, isn't it? So they're trying to get his details and all that, and he just remains silent the whole time. And then it cuts to a scene where they're trying to fingerprint him. This wee guy's just suckling with him. He's like, roll across, roll across.
You know the best way to describe that is it's when they're trying to put trousers on a toddler that doesn't want to go anywhere. Straight, put your leg in there. That's what it's like. Totally infuriating. But you're not playing ball. Teasel comes down the stair and then starts showing him and says, look, you kind of basically threatens him with 90 days incarceration. Says, you're up in front of a judge tomorrow. We need to know who you are and we're going to shave you. We're going to give you a haircut. You're going to play ball. Just pure threatening him. You know what I mean?
Aye.
And then he's getting to get, for some reason, he can't get up in front of the judge tomorrow without getting hosed down.
Aye, because he's taking his clothes off, and the police are sitting watching him. And this is when obviously wee Mitch sees his scars and all that. And I'll say this for wee Mitch, he seems the better policeman in this wee tune. Know what I mean?
Yeah, I've got it in there. You're totally right. Totally right. I've got it in there later on, even more so, because for the get-go, Mitch is the only one that kind of respects him. I don't mean respect him as in a person. I mean respects the fact that this guy's been through some shit, man, and saw some things. Do you know what I mean? He respects the fact the guy's no right, and he's seen people in the trees and all that. You know?
Aye. Aye, that's what it is. And then they get him to turn around, and then you see more scars. And that's what wee Mitch is like, we need to report this. Know what I mean? But that big bastard, he's got it and he's, we're going to sort this out. And he does Rambo dirty, doesn't he? Hits him in the bottom of the back with his cosh. And just total mistreatment in it. Police brutality and all that. Because the next thing you see, Rambo's in a wee cell getting a fire hose at him, which apparently is like getting punched over and over again. Know what I mean?
I can imagine. It's just, you see that a lot in these kind of like period film. It's not a period film. Jesus, it's only the 80s, but I suppose it is now. Back in the day where it seemed common practice, especially in prisons and stuff, where you get hosed with a hose. And as you say, mate, a fire hose can launch you. That's why riot police use them. Do you know what I mean?
You know what I mean? But after he's been shivered or hosed or whatever you want to say, comes to shaving him, did it? And this is what triggers Rambo into it.
I've got to say, the flashback scenes are good because they're fleeting, just like that. And there's just one wee lengthy bit in this flashback scene because he sees the razor and then he sees like the POW camp, the mad Viet Cong just slicing through his chest. He's got a lovely moustache though.
2 minutes, mate. I need to get this Dora.
Aye, no problem. I will hit pause while you're out. So takes a flashback, that's enough for him. And he just headbutts one of the police, sets about the other ones, doesn't he?
Aye, just goes right off his nut. Sets about
and then this a bit. Sorry. Aye, sets about them all, and then there's a bit where he hits Lester with a moustache and breaks his nose, which actually happened.
Aye, I was going to say that. Actually broke this poor guy's nose. Imagine that.
Belter.
Oh, I'm working with Stallone today. Hi, what you doing? Oh, he's going to break my nose.
Aye. Obviously, it was a mistake, but you can just imagine him going through the rest of his life with, like, what do you call it? Hand cutter, me, myself, and Irene, whistle in his nose.
A wee whistle.
Stallone done that.
Always look on the bright side. But aye.
So he breaks out, doesn't he, mate? He goes through this bunker, cell, up the stair. The way he kicks Teasel's great, man, because he just finds a kind of pull-up bar and swings on it, puts him at the road, then goes through the station, through these fast body of police into the street.
Aye, because the only thing he's grabbed and all into it is his knife. That's the only thing he grabbed, which you're like that. All right, seems a bit unnecessary, but I'll allow it. But See again, this wee innocent guy going by on his motorbike, just like that. Oh, I'm fair enjoying myself here. I might go to the shop. And then next thing, yanked off with some mad bastard.
Half his scrambler, jumps on the bike and makes for the hills. So Teasel gets out, gives chase. It's quite a good wee chase scene in this police motor. I mean, as Rambo's gone through the terrain and stuff, eventually there's bits flying off the police motor and all that. It's mental.
Aye, because it ends up, it goes up this wee creek, doesn't it? That it's going up this mountain. I'm saying it's a mountain, right? Because they see after he comes after the bike, he's gone up it for fucking forever. Know what I mean? But apparently, see when they were filming this as well, know how the police motor tips there and ends up upside down. Apparently, that was supposed to happen. And they just kept it in the film.
Nice. So Teasel's first to come off upside down, and then Rambo, as you say, man, he just stays on the bike until it's the gradient's impossible, and he comes off it, doesn't he? Aye. And then he just starts running higher into the woods.
Aye. And you get Mad Teasel. He's stood at the bottom of the hill, absolutely fucked, and he's going, "See when I catch you, you bastard, you're getting it."
Yeah, you better run. So Rambo's first. He comes up to the first clearance, and it's like an abandoned, like kind of yard, and he clearly sees a truck with no engine. But he runs up to it and opens the door, see if it's going to start. Oh, damn.
Aye. This is where the survival stuff kicks in it, because he's looking for things to use. Because if you didn't know it was cold to begin with, Rambo goes, "Oh, I'm cold."
Oh, got a wee vest on. Aye, so he does pull some like wires for the truck, and then he notices this animal hide just lying. And another good bit of trivia was that they did find that on set, didn't they?
Aye.
And the director says to him, well, he was part director as well, says, "Fling that away, we'll get something." He says, "No, we're using it."
Aye. No, I mean, and it was apparently Stallone still has it. I don't know how true that is, but
that's true. I swear to God, because I've seen it in the last couple of days. I've seen it ages ago on Stallone's page, his Instagram, which he's very active on. Now and again, he'll get into his storage and just pull stuff out and reminisce about it. And you get Rocky's hat and all that, and over the top jacket, and he had the hide one day, but it's in a kind of a big box. He went, "I'm not taking that out. It stinks." Son.
No, aye. But is that the cops are at the bottom of the hill as well, isn't it? And they're getting a posse together, isn't it? Go old Albert and tell him to bring his dogs.
I want the dogs and the helicopter, see? And all the while, the brass band in the background is getting a wee bit more. Mad trumpeter. So Rambo has fashioned a kind of a vest type top out of this hide.
Aye.
And he's got the wee wire belt on in that.
See this? That's I'm laughing at, right? He went, "Oh, I'm cold. My arms are exposed to the elements. No, I'll make another vest."
I think a tank top's the way to go here. Aye.
Why not make a poncho? You know what I mean?
So then, again, cinematography and the scenery is brilliant. He scales a waterfall up this picturesque mountain, but obviously it's picturesque in dank weather. It still looks cracking.
Aye.
And then, before you know it, no time lapse, and the police and the dogs are on the hill. Yep. Dobermans that sound like bloodhounds.
Aye, but they're chasing him up this hill, isn't it, to the point he comes right to this cliff. And I remember seeing the first time I seen this, I was like, "Oh, what's he going to do here? What's going to happen?" You know what I mean? No thinking that no chance he's scaling down that, because you just know nobody would do that. You know what I mean? It's just... But then he gets the idea. I'm climbing down this.
Me and my tank top, my fingers and that. We're going doing that. Even though when he got to it in the first place, he went, oh, no going doing that. And then he seen the dogs. Went, oh, I'm going doing that. Even in pursuit, the police are still not taking it serious because they're still jovial with each other, talking about when were you last up here? Oh, I was hunting. Get anything? Oh, I got a buck. No. Oh, well done. Do you know what I mean?
Just like it's any normal like fugitive they're after, know what I mean? But
he's out in the cliff and he's exposed. He's a good bit down it, and that's when the chopper arrives in it.
There's also a good bit as well. Is like see when he's climbing down, and obviously a bit of the cliff gives way and he starts sliding. And he fucking screams like, "Oh no, this is it!" Know what I mean? Quite like realistic, know what I mean? But like you say, the helicopter shows up, doesn't it? With that big bastard. he's got a rifle. He's not getting his name. He's getting called big bastard. Know what I mean? Because that's what he is. A big bastard.
BB's there with unlimited bullets in this hunting rifle, and he's asking the pilot to keep it steady. But they're in a kind of canyon, and they've got crosswinds, and the pilot can't keep it steady, so he's struggling a bit. To Rambo's benefit, because Galt's missing. He's just taking pot shots at him. And he knows it's wrong, but it doesn't get monkeys into him.
Nah, that's it. Because even the wee pilot guy's even like, we're just supposed to spot him. Know what I mean? So and then that's when the BB goes like, you don't hold this steady, I swear to God, I'm going to kill you. Like, and who's going to fly this? BB.
Do you know what I'd have done then? I'd have been like that. Tipped him right out the helicopter. But you see the kind of helicopter steadying, and he goes, that's it, keep it there. And him and Rambo have eye contact. Rambo knows if I don't move here, I'm getting done in. You know what I mean?
Now, see if this was back in the day, and this was a TV show, this is where the wee narrator would have come in. What happens now? Will Rambo be shot and die to his death? Will the cops get there in time?
Find out on next week's episode of Man on a Hill. It's very. You think about it, it's like a fugitive, isn't it? Wee bit.
Aye, definitely. It's like, again, the first time I watched this, I was like, oh, what happens here? You know what I mean? And is he going to run out of bullets? But next thing, no ceremonial at all. It just goes, aim for the trees. Know what I mean? And just again,
it looks great, doesn't it?
Aye, how do they do that? And all it just looks again realistic. So I take it that was a stuntman.
Aye, well, definitely. I mean, the stuntman's really prevalent just before that when he's on the bike and all that, and you see the hair. It's funny, but he hits that big tree, and he kind of hits every branch on the way down, doesn't he? And injures his arm, but then he gets to the bottom, hides behind the tree, and Galt comes down on the helicopter, still hovering. So he's taking shots at him behind the tree, and Rambo just picks a rock up, doesn't he?
That's it. Anything is a weapon in the hands of Rambo. But see, apparently Stallone broke his rib doing that stunt on the tree. Which, again, don't know if it's true, but that's why I say apparently. But
I would probably suggest that 99.9% anything about him is true, because I think he's injured himself in nearly every film, man.
Aye.
Because he puts a lot into it. He's broke his horn punching people, you know what I mean, in Rocky, because he's got a wee bit overzealous.
He ended up with a spinal injury and Expendables. And
right.
What do you call it? See the Rocky film with Dolph Lundgren? Big Dolph punched him and apparently punched his heart out of like sink. You know what I mean? Let's go. I'm not feeling too well, Dolph.
Shack him. So he flings a rock at the helicopter, smashes the windscreen, makes the pilot go, whoa! And our Galt falls aft, doesn't he?
Aye. And again,
we've talked a lot about that cannon scream that's used, and that wasn't it.
No.
That was a chilled, horrifying scream, that.
Aye. I know, the Wilhelm scream. But
That's the one, mate.
aye. But again, see the way that obviously it is a stuntman, but see the way this guy falls and all, you're like, oh my, that's no good, that.
It's like he's first in it.
Aye.
And
You hear
into the kind of, you
rocks.
see the rock horizon, but you don't see the impact. But like you said there, you're like, what did he land in? What did the stuntmen do? They couldn't have got a big giant bouncy castle in there. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, oh, super.
So well done.
Aye, stuntmen don't get paid enough money. But aye, but no sooner is the BB lying on these rocks in it. See what's good, I know. See when he lands, his body is getting off heat. See when he's landed, and you're like that. Oh.
I know. Funny you say that, mate. Because I said that Rambo goes down to his smoking carcass. And he takes his gun and his jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Takes his jacket and never uses it, by the way. When he could really do with some sleeves. And then just picks him up, doesn't he? And the makeup's great in this.
Aye, because it just stares at this dead body, doesn't it? And it's like it doesn't phase him whatsoever. You know what I mean?
Point of impact on one side of his skull and all that. That wasn't as haunting as the next bit. When the police kind of emerge on the canyon and they look down at Galt from above, and you just see this wee body with the blood getting into the water. That haunted me for a long, long time when I was a wee boy. I thought, oh, fuck, that looks pure real, man.
Aye, so that's no good, that. But
no,
then you get to a bit. Like I don't know how many times it's been done since. See, like the hero injured and they start stitching herself up. I think Rambo might have been the first one I've ever seen that in a film. Know what I mean?
Definitely, mate. I can't think anybody else had done it before that. No way. What was this? 82, 83.
So aye. But it's like even then, see when he's stitching himself up, see the way they've done the effects as well. You just see like a wee pulse of blood every so often coming out of this wound, and you're like that's well done. That
fantastic, mate. You're right. So the police see Galt lying there dead, and Rambo just walks out into his arms and starts shouting, "Look, this didn't have to happen. It wasn't my fault." And all that. He's basically saying a surrender, isn't he?
Aye, that's it. One man's dead. I don't want anybody else to get hurt. Know what I mean? But again, Teal is just he's made this personal for the offset anyway. You know what I mean? And he's not listening in. You know, they end up taking a shot at the boy Rambo, and he gets he gets clipped in the head. Which again, I just wait to see Sisu, and there's something very similar happens in that, and I'm like, this is Rambo. This
don't spoil it for me. But aye, so he then goes like that. Oh, they're no for talking. I'm off. Runs away, but I don't think it's Teasel that takes the shot because he does shout, "Hold your goddamn fire!" Know what I mean?
Aye.
Doesn't really matter, to be honest with you. But the next thing we hear is they get back to the station, and on the radio, it's not like my bracket station, but Teasel learns that no, he's on the CB, and he says, "Look, you don't know who you're messing with, Chief. This guy's a vet. He's a war hero." You know what I mean?
Aye, Congressional Medal of Honor and all this stuff. And it's like wee Mitch is like that. I fucking tell you we should have reported this. You know what I mean? They weren't just scars. They were M&S scars.
That's what I've put about Mitch being the only one that's scared and shows any kind of, oh, here, boys, let's let him do what he wants today, eh?
Aye.
But then Teasel doesn't like that, doesn't he?
Nah, he's like, no, because what was it Mitch says, why don't you just let is it state police handle this? And Al obviously gets his back up like, that's my pal lying in there. Look at him, smashed to bits. You know what I mean? We're getting this sorted.
That's my good friend there. Crazy bastard. Wants to shoot everybody. That's my good pal. He's a good man, him. But to shoot pilots and all that for not keeping fucking helicopters steady and the like.
See this other wee sheriff that's there. The wee guy's obviously chewing on like the tobacco or something. He's like, oh, they Green Berets, they're real badasses. You know, I thought that was Sean Penn at first glance. I was like,
Aye.
Chris Penn or whatever it is. Know what I mean? Like, oh, here you. But it wasn't at all. But
all of this is happening. Rambo's starting to fashion little stabbing contraptions out of branches into spikes and make booby traps.
Just being manly. Manly.
Right, he knows the script. He's done this before. This is his first rodeo here. So, in the storm, there's a storm setting in as well.
I see this. This is a bit. It gets a bit atmospheric, doesn't it? It's a bit like haunting, creepy, because it's starting to get dark as well, and it's like obviously lightning strikes or whatever, and you see this. They think it's Rambo standing up on top of a tree, isn't it? And old Harold, he lets two of the Dugs go.
That's what he done with Jacob.
Aye.
There it is.
Aye. But the next thing you hear a couple of gunshots at it, and normally I like to see the Dugs survive, but in this case, these were bad Dugs. These were bad Dugs.
These Dugs were so bad they were giving girls names. Go on, Betsy. Go on, Margaret. Go on, Dolores.
Aye. But
what you call them? they eat living things, didn't they? Aye. Dolores. All right, okay. So you just hear them, you see them getting over the rise, and you just hear two yelps.
Aye.
So they've been bludgeoned, and then a gunshot goes off, and the dog handler gets one right in the leg. I'm like, yes.
Aye.
Don't like him.
They all hit the deck at it, and again the lightning strikes, and that's when they see that it's a scarecrow, and the wee guy's like, "It's a goddamn scarecrow!" I we see that, Peter. We fucking see that.
Yeah, where's the damage up there? How do you know it could be Jeepers Creepers or not? I'm not getting up to that. So I sets the last dog. Go on, Margaret. Get him, Margaret. Margaret's done in.
Aye.
So the wee dog handler's bleeding out. Oh, this guy needs a doctor, Teasel. We'll tie it up. He'll be all right. We'll be back in 5 minutes. He can still be there.
Aye, bit of sawdust and it'll be right as rain.
He can still be there. They take us back for wee Milky. He's no dogs and he's got half a leg. He's bleeding out.
But
so Rambo stabs Mitch right in the ass, didn't he?
Aye, because the cops all spread out in it and they start like combing this bit of the land into it. But see when they done this shot, right? Obviously, you see where Rambo's hiding now. But see, first time watching that, I had no idea where they came from. Could not see him. All camouflaged up. No, and the shot is there for a good 30 seconds. Know what I mean? You're like...
You don't see it, but again, I noticed it last night. I noticed his horn last night not because I knew where he was, but I knew he was there somewhere and I was looking for him and I found him. But he's just brilliant. Jumps out on Mitch and stabs him in the ass.
Shivs him.
But it doesn't kill him.
No. He's all right that way. But it's like a distraction, isn't it? To get the other cops to come in a certain direction.
He's picking them off one by one, and as you say, mate, he's getting them to go from one place to another, and they're getting disorientated. So the next one he gets is Ward. Then he jumps him, and then he makes Will shoot him because he stands in front of him. And he gets out the way.
Because he jumps off this tree, doesn't he, right into him, and breaks his arm in horrible fashion.
No half, man.
This guy's lying in the mud like.
So then Bulford, who shoots him, runs after him, but it's all a big distraction. It's to get him to come that way, because then the big spiky branch comes up and gets him right in the private area. I'm imagining it's a bit dark to see exactly, but gets him in that general region, doesn't it?
Aye, it's just spring-loaded spiky trap in it, and it's either stuck in his legs or stuck in his gentleman.
Gentlemen, I'm going to get the
It's
book on how
gentleman
to make a.
sausage.
I want to learn how to make a spring-loaded spiky trap. Take the gentleman sausage off of people. So
Aye.
Teasel then catches up to him and pulls him off the spikes. And as they lie back, you just see Teasel looking at the spikes with blood on them, going, Jesus, who is this? You know what I mean? Who's done this?
Aye. Because the one of his other wee deputies, he's went missing, I know, because even they got to help him, innit? He gets like practically lynched, innit?
This deputy, I don't know why I've wrote down their names, I've just done it, but because this guy's got a pure English name, it's Shinglington. Deputy Shinglington. He's been tied to a tree with wire in his neck and all that.
Aye. And again, it's another distraction in it, and we'll just like a deer in the headlights, isn't he? He's like, oh, what's going on here? And again, Rambo just jumps up out of nowhere, knife right to the throat, and it's like, oh, oh my.
Didn't this game you?
Aye.
He's got Teasel up with a knife, and he's basically saying, I could have killed every one of them. I could kill you.
Mhm.
But I'm not going to.
Aye. I just
Giving you
like,
a bloody chance.
aye. Don't push it. Let it go. Let it go. And you're like, but see as Rambo lets him go, Teasel just breaks down and greets, doesn't he? Like,
You're right.
aye, we puddle of pish there. Oh.
Aye, that's his out of the line of sight moment, in it, just like Tom Hanks in Saving Private Ryan, we just breaks down.
That's it.
But then dust yourself off.
I can see with this scene, I know. I get the feeling that Will is like the hard man, if you know what I mean. Let's see, the sheriff and all that, because when each and every one of them gets into trouble, they always shout on Will to come and save them, know what I mean? So
Good spot, mate. Never noticed that.
Mm.
But it's no Teasel anyway. Next thing you know, Rambo comes out, pokes his wee head out to see what's going on, and like everybody's there. Like the whole town, search party, hunters, police, the National Guard and all that. And
the media and all
Captain, the highway patrol guy's there, Captain Kern.
Aye.
And he tries to take over the search. Teasel's like, I don't know, there's my guy. Get out of here.
Don't start your jurisdiction bullshit with me. But the wee guy with a broke nose, he comes in and he's like, and it just goes, right, just spit it out. What is it you're going to tell me? And he says, well, Mitch was saying that the guys were kind of hard on this guy. Know what I mean? And the wee patrolman's like, those assholes.
No, son of a bitch. And why didn't they tell me? If that's what happens, then I'll deal with them and I kick their ass. But
that wasn't happening. He
knows the script.
He
He's just doing that for
Aye.
Exactly. He's just doing it for effect, man. He started it, Christ. But well, this is happening. There's a news reporter getting, as we know today, another false news report saying the manhunt's on for this guy who's murdered one and injured others. Do you know what I mean? Which isn't factual.
Yeah.
Just saying there's a madman out there.
He's a madman, you see.
It was one less book in the library. Terrible analogy, man.
Oh, right, but the whole time in it, he was talking to this guy, and he's like, I mean, what would possess God to create a man like Rambo? And then this is when you get Mad Troutman walking in, don't you? Yeah, I didn't create Rambo. I did.
Nine. Well, hello there, sir. Who be thee? So Troutman's appeared on the scene. Just kind of introduced himself as being the man who's trained and looked after Rambo all his army life in Nam, and he's a badass. And I didn't come here to rescue Rambo from you. I came here to rescue you from Rambo. People are like that.
It's see how funny I'm man. See the fact that guy's in, is it Hot Shots? He's in Hot Shots as well, isn't he?
The prizes are old, isn't he?
It's so good, man. It's so good.
It wasn't the first pick for this either. It escapes me who was approached right enough. I can't remember. A kind of more high-profile actor at the time, but we'll just say it's Kirk Douglas, because I said that last week about Kirk Douglas. But he plays a good part. It's a bit cheesy, a bit 80s cheese, and you're dealing with the best with knives, guns, his hands. And what a sewer. He can sew a wound or knit you a scarf, no problem at all.
I tell you right now, he's up there the new, and he's knitting the sleeves right onto that new vest he has. Oh, he's up there with the Gucci. They call him Gucci.
Aye, John J. Gucci is. Don't be surprised he was down here with two big, what's that Will Ferrell character in Zoolander? They're big fluffy sleeves.
I can't remember his name. So no, Mogadoo or something like that.
Oh, Mum. Oh, I can't remember. It gives my name. You're right.
Aye, but
so Rambo's still no had anything to eat, right? Still no had a bite. So he decides to fashion a spear out his big knife, and then jump and tap a boar and kill a boar.
So technically, it was for hunting.
So there you go. So he wasn't lying. And he takes just the leg back to his wee man cave, which is an old abandoned mine in it.
Aye, and I like this, and I see how he puts like an old oil drum and he sets it on a stick like an alarm for himself if anybody comes near. You're like, you're showing his survival skills again there, son.
He's always thinking, the boy. Oh, honestly, God. Him and Bear Grylls would have a rare tear in there. So Trautman suggests, because Teasel does ask him, he says, so what would you suggest? What's the best way to handle this situation? He's like, let him go. Create an opening for him to escape out of. Now, make him think he's done it. We'll pick him up in a couple of weeks working at a car wash or something like that. That's... He's like, not on your Nelly, sir. He killed my best friend, the big angry fellow.
He was a stand-up chap in the community. But like you say, he's no for it, isn't he? He's like, nah, I'm not letting him, because again, it's personal between him and Rambo in it. He's not letting him go. He's about to do this guy in. And
he made me cry in the forest, that boy. I'm getting him. So the police are trying to raise him on the radio all the time because they've just realised that he's obviously got bad guys, BBs, gun and radio and all that. Right. So Teasel suggested Trautman, look, if you can talk him down, go for it. We'll give you that opportunity. He goes, okay, no bother. See, you were talking earlier about the atmosphere and all that. See, when he's in this mine, the wind noise, man, goes right through you.
It's just one man abandoned by his country. And he's just sitting there cutting a wee bit off of Pokey the pig, you know what I mean? Just sitting munching away.
I know. Do you know what? I was starving last night when I was watching this. I know. And I was like, oh, big bit of pork would be lovely. End up having toast and beans.
It's particularly good.
I don't even need any salt. Give it a little slap.
But like you say, they want Trautman to talk to Rambo so they can triangulate where he is on the mountain, isn't it? Yes. Element revealed.
Yes, we're triangulate because any other shape just won't work, you see. So Rambo's just lying there. And I go to get to the boy. It looks cosy. Looks cool. He's got the wee wind whistling there, which would freak me out. But he's got the fire. He's got the belly full of pork. And then he's interrupted. Troop leader calling Raven. Over. Come in, Raven.
I know. And it's like my Trautman. It's really me because he just starts rhyming off everybody's names. Ortega. Davenport.
And apparently that was the names. The camera crew, just because they gave them reference and all that. Belichick, Malky, John, Peter, Big Bob. Come in, Johnny. After doing the call sign, which is quite prevalent, he just starts calling him Johnny. Hey, Johnny, you there? Come back to me, Johnny.
Come back to me, Johnny.
I was with you, knee deep in all that blood and guts.
Aye. Just try to find middle ground into it. But Rambo eventually talks to him, doesn't he? Says that all his team are all away and all this, and it's like, oh my boy, oh my boy, and it's just
Delmar, he's still here. He's not dead. He's gone, sir. Cancer ate him right to the bone.
Died on them. But oh fucking hell, man. Trautman's just trying to get Rambo to surrender, isn't he? And he's like, nah, no chance. And he's like, I didn't start this trouble. It was that fucking king shit sheriff. Know what I mean? It's just aye. And then all the cops all hear it, know what I mean? Like, oh, so you caused this, you big shite. You're always at this.
Aye. Vagrancy. I just wanted something to eat. You see Trautman looking at him. Yeah, swine you. Aye. But and he just says, they drew first blood, not me. He said the thing.
Said the thing. That rings a bell.
Ding,
ding, ding, ding.
Nod to the title. So after that, just kind of radio silence on it.
Aye. And this is when Teasel's like that. You heard him, Colonel. He's no coming it. So we'll do it my way. Because we know where he is now. We got his position. And the next thing you see, like, all this National Guard, like bakers and doctors and mechanics and all that, all marched up with these machine guns in it.
Aye, and there's loads of them. I mean, where are they coming from? This town looks as if it held about 300 people. They must all be police and National Guards and then do something else in the off time. They're heading up the hill. They're a bit, they don't know what they're in for, a bit jovial and shit as well. But Rambo's already heading down the way past him, and he's hiding in the kind of water, isn't he?
Aye, he's scouting like through the river, sort of thing, and he's watching this army march up the hill, sort of thing, isn't he? And it plays with that wee music.
Two.
Aye. Da-na-na-na.
It's like the bonus level in Super Mario Brothers. Except a bit more dramatic. So he's going through the woods, Rambo, and this kid jumps at him, this kid with a rifle. And that's when you kind of think, oh, aye, the town are it. Want to hunt him, try to get a reward or some such. Aye. But he grabs the kid, flings him down, looks at him and goes, right, back to earth here. It's a lane. He just flings his rifle away and runs away, doesn't he? And the boy,
because he knows this wee guy's got to give him away, you know what I mean? Give his position away. But it just shows that he's not completely lost his mind, you know what I mean? There's still some decency in there. But like you says,
he has to check himself, but you know what I mean?
Aye, but it's like you says, Pa, man gonna took my gun.
Man with the biggest sleeves you ever done seen knitted, Pa. So Rambo, he makes haste back for the mine.
His name was Gucci. Gucci Armani Versace.
Oh, I've seen the label, Pa. It's an original. It's none of your fake shit. Like Ma wears. But Rambo makes haste back for the mine, back for his wee hidey hole, doesn't he? But they know where he is now, and he's kind of benched in, isn't he?
Aye, that's it. Again, this is another thing where Stallone got injured. Sees he's running into the mine. You know how he leaps there a fallen log to the opening to the mine. They had CDB capsules that explode when it's like gunshots are going off. So when he leaps there, apparently he put his horn directly on one, and then it exploded. Know what I mean? It was just, oh yeah, that's so.
Florian, bloody right it would be.
Oh.
But Teasel's on the radio because the National Guard are like, we've got him. He's in the old Johnson mine. Do you know where it is? I know exactly where it is. Keep him there. And I mean it. Don't shoot. I want him alive.
It's like,
don't shoot, you say. Aye.
But it's like, again, it's just civilians shooting their guns into it, because see, as soon as Rambo fires back, it's so proficient into it. You know what I mean? Just right across where they are.
It's as if that's when everybody, apart from the leader this National Guard realise, oh, this is firing back at us. This isn't like the weekends we usually do up here. Do you know what I mean?
Oh.
So they're like, no, I'm not shooting back. I'm not shooting back. But he says, go and get me a rocket launcher. How have they got this?
I don't know. But he's like, what is it, Rambo? He goes, Rambo, you got 30 seconds to come out and surrender, or we're gonna blow it up. It's like, no chance that was 30 seconds. And he shouts something like, Peter, rocket launcher.
Aye. Is that thing still in date? That's brilliant. Come here. Again, how have they got this? What are they expecting is going to happen in this tune? Anyway, he gives the order, and wee Malky with a moustache blows the mind, doesn't he?
And he's so pleased with himself, isn't he? Give that man a cigar. Bullseye.
Woo! High fives and get some. America!
Oh,
You know what I mean?
fucking hell, man. Oh.
Start measuring penises and stuff. So Teasel arrives on the scene and goes off his head, doesn't he? Because he sees them. This is the pose is like when these Americans bag a shark. You know what I mean? And they've got the shark hanging up, and they're all storing for posing.
Aye. One more photo for the Soldier of Fortune. Like, huh? They're all sitting posing. But like he says, Sheriff comes up and he's like, you're going to dig his body out. And the guy's like, I don't know how you're going to get him out up here. He's like, well, you're going to do it. Like, and then that's when it's revealed. Oh, come on. I need to walk in the drugstore tomorrow. He's like, you better get started. And you're just like,
no.
Really, man?
Aye.
The chemist.
God damn it. Helmet done. Pure petulant Wayne, man.
See, that's what I love about the Americans and all. They'll see the goddamn. There's a time and place for saying goddamn, and see sometimes it's just brilliant, man. Like, goddamn!
Same with our son of a bitch.
Oh, mate.
I wish we had it here.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? But we've got the F word, as Billy Connolly does a good skit on, about the many uses of the F word, you know what I mean? And that's just as good as I'd imagine, because nobody says it like we do. Aye. Just like nobody says bastard like Sean Bean. Bastard.
But Trautman's looking at all this mess and all, isn't he? And he's just looking about, use the force, Rambo. Use the force.
He knows he's all right. He sees the smoke coming out of a wee hole because Rambo's just lit a match, isn't he? And then fashions a makeshift torch with his knife and a bit of his carcass and starts setting about, seeing where he is.
He's looking for an exit to this mine, isn't he? And it's in pure darkness. But he finds a wee bit of kerosene, doesn't he? And he rapidly puts these rags in it. And he just starts seeing the wind blowing on the flame, doesn't he? And that's when he starts, well, this is the way. This is the way to freedom.
That's it, mate. And so he's searching for a way out. There's a wee bit of dialogue between Teasel and Trautman, like barking at one another, which is just what they've been doing anyway.
Because Teasel, he goes back to his office, doesn't he? And then that's when you see his medals behind him, know what I mean? Because it's not really said in this film, but like you've already said, it's in the book, but he's got like a purple heart and all this stuff as well, know what I mean? So he's a decorated veteran. But
he's not getting his kudos, I'd imagine. Funny fact as well, in real life, Brian Dennehy had to issue a public apology about Vietnam because he said that he'd served in them when he hadn't. And he made quite a song and dance about it while this film was getting made, about how he understood the Vietnam struggle and blah blah blah. And then some wee sleuth into his background, hey, you weren't in Vietnam.
That was that stolen valor, is it? Oh.
And they came out and said, no, I was nearly in Vietnam. I was at the chopper, but I just never got on it. I was nearly there. I had my uniform on. But that's about it.
Aye. But Rambo's in this mine, and he comes across all these rats. I mean, he's passed him and Indiana Jones passed one another. You know what I mean? Like, oh, rats. Aye.
They were rats dead. Big ones. He's started to. He's been crawling that long. He's ended up underneath at Vincent Terrace. Other rats and that. And next thing you know, Trautman's in the pub, and he's on the cigars and the brandy, like Winston Churchill.
See, this is where it kind of get muddied for me. I know. It wasn't until I watched this, like, obviously years later, right? But know how Teasel sits down with him and he asks him, like, sorry about killing Rambo and all this stuff. But it was like, whatever you'd have got to him first, were you here to give him a big slobbery kiss and a cuddle and all that? Or would you have blew his brains out? And that's when Trautman says, well, I wouldn't have knew that until he was stood in front of me. Which I realised, like, Trautman was either there to finish Rambo off if he'd lost his marbles. Know what I mean? He just wasn't there to help him out. And I'm like, yeah, dirty bastard. Know what I mean?
No, definitely. You're right, mate. I picked up on that as well. Because it didn't have an answer. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
Apart from, I would have crossed that bridge when we came to it.
You know what I mean? It's just, I was like, oh, I thought you were there for, like, the big favour. Big daddy coming to save the day.
The big favour act was to get him out. And first, just, you know what I mean, as you say, assess the situation. But Rambo then, we get back to the cave, he's found a wee ladder. And he's all thankful for the ladder, and he climbs up it, and then he pokes his head out and sees the National Guard cutting about and all that, didn't
he? But no sooner, he makes his way to a road into it, and it's this convoy of trucks coming. And the old Rambo
What's in the back? M16s. Truck full of M16s.
Aye. Aye, but the old Rambo just hijacks it, didn't it? And he, again, see when he pushes this wee soldier out the motor, see the way this guy lands? I'm like, fucking hell, that's some injury you've got there. Know what I mean? I'd be lying there like Peter Griffin.
Get out, go home. So he's lying there just all hurt it and stuff. And you can hear on the radio that's coming through and the CB. What's your story there, Steamboat? He's still alive. He took a truck. So the word's out. Rambo's still alive. The cop car starts chasing it, the truck, and opens fire on him.
Turns into
Rambo runs it off the road. That'd have been a brilliant tune. Fucking Dukes of Hazzard or Smoking the Bandit. He's bound down on the road and trucking. They're going to do what they say can be done.
But
Rambo runs him off the road.
Aye, there's just shooting at him and all this stuff, and Rambo sees a parked car further up the road, didn't he? And he just, he's like a wee innocent Wayne, isn't he? He's just eyeballing like that. And just bumps him into this parked motor, didn't he?
Pure Mario Kart patter. Didn't have any green Koopa shells or banana skins. You're getting right into that. Next thing, he's at the bridge that Teasel tried to get him out of town on. And there's a roadblock. But Rambo's got a 7-ton truck or something. Through it, didn't he?
Aye. They're all taking shots at him and all that, and he just, like you say, plows right through this roadblock, and it plays the Rambo music and all, and you're like, yeah!
And the minute he's come through this roadblock, nighttime.
Aye.
I thought it was the morning. The National Guard were about, and you were lying in the water, and it's nighttime. And you're in the tune, you know what I mean? But quite funny.
Because they couldn't have had this big finale during the day. You know what I mean? It had to be nighttime because it has to be a bit more atmospheric. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, I couldn't have shot all the lights out and all that, and the power down if it was during the day. Because the first thing he does when he gets back to town is he hits the first gas station. And when I say hits it, he hits it. He goes right through the pumps, doesn't he?
And it's spraying all that petrol everywhere. No, I mean...
petrol stuff there. America, if you're listening to this anywhere in America, you call it gas. You know, there's like gas everywhere. even though it's not a gaseous substance, it's a liquid, but it's gas. You call it gas. Okay?
Gasoline!
That's America. Aye, so it hits the pumps, puts the brakes on,
Again,
and
he's got the movie lighter. Because he goes to the back of the truck and he grabs the big M60 or whatever it is with a couple of cans of ammo, right? And then he whips out the movie lighter like that. Have some of this.
go into my pocket, Dad. What am I looking for? My lucky charm. Oh, very good. Very good. The floor's on fire. What? And the chair. Oh, Teasel sent the guns out. Nee, no. All the guns are out. Don't know where they're going yet. Got to the gas station.
Aye.
Rambo, as you say, mate, movie later, right into the petrol.
Aye. Boom. Big explosion in it. Which again is another distraction for all the cops and the emergency services and the whole shebang. You know what I mean?
It's also strategic. It's strategic because it blocks off the highway or something, doesn't it?
Aye, that's it. Aye.
And
kind of go by that big belting fire there.
And then Teasel has one of the best lines in the film because Troutman's still floating about. I mean, what's going on? We found Rambo's body. It stole a truck and blew up a gas station.
I would try to say to him, he's like, you just get yourself out of here. Know what I mean? Like all your men couldn't take Rambo out and you're going to do it yourself now. Know what I mean? But Teasel's like, no, I'm a soldier.
You knew he was alive, didn't you? That's why you're still floating about here, haunting me like a ghost. He doesn't answer him, just gives him the eyebrow and goes, I suspected. So, as you say, mate, Teasel's starting to gear up into him, man. And Troutman's still offended by this. What do you think you're doing? You can't be serious there, Malky.
You're such pomposity. but he goes up on the roof. He goes up on the roof, doesn't he? He's just, this is where I'm going to make my last stand. All the while, Rambo's out there shooting electricity pylons and all that.
Brilliant. See that bit there, but just before we leave Troutman, you get a cracking close up of him, and you just notice that his jacket is not army issue, man. This green Mac, it must have been bought out of Watt Brothers. Do you know what I mean? Last person to wear it was a pensioner. But it's mental. So Teaser's on the roof, Rambo's shooting power lines, and then he breaks into the guns and ammo shop, didn't he?
It's like a hunting shop, innit? Because it's got mounted. But anyway, he goes in there and he just starts throwing these bullets all about, doesn't he? And gets into obviously this padlock man that you don't let the wains into because it's gunpowder in there. You know what I mean? And just starts spreading it all over the place, doesn't he?
He's not in there to get more weapons, which I thought, you know what I mean? He's in there to get more guns and ammo and stuff, but no, he's in there, as you say, mate, to cause another distraction. Bullets, gunpowder, and a big pile, and then the comedy. Wheeling up.
Like the pirate films and the cartoons. Hey, trail of gunpowder, you see?
That'd be a good trail here, Captain. Mr. Smeag.
But see, again, this is right. I know it's a film and all that, right? But he starts machine gunning the trail of the gunpowder. But see if you look at the store floor, it's wooden. So there'll be no sparks to ignite that gunpowder. And just, you know what I mean?
Point, mate. Because he can't use his movie lighter because he threw that away, didn't he? Threw that into the thing. But for whatever reason, physics depending, the store blows up. But it doesn't just blow up, it also ignites the gunpowder and the bullets. So Teasel's on the roof thinking, oh, the gunfight over at Old Malky's fucking gun emporium.
That's it. And because again, it's like a distraction into it, and he's he's thinking Rambo's there that side of town when it really is behind him. Well, Rambo's creeped up to the side of the police station, isn't he? And obviously, when the shop blows up with all the gunpowder and stuff, the Bulgin sticks his head up like a wee meerkat. Sergey!
Alan! Alan! Aye, what you doing up there? I look for 2-for-1 cinema ticket. But this time, Rambo's in the building, isn't he? Well, he starts shooting up the police station first.
Aye. Just, again, taking out the lights and all that, I think it is, so he can creep in unnoticed. But
He's shooting at the lights. Oh, fucking die hard there. In case nobody got it. I know you did, mate, but
fuck.
he's shooting at the lights. He's shooting at the lights.
Oh. Aye, but next thing, Rambo's in this police station, isn't he? Creeping about, and Teasel's up on the roof, pointing through the, what is it, like the sky roof or whatever it is.
Skylight. Aye.
Skylight. And it's just whoever's going to be quicker on the draw into it, sort of thing. Because Rambo runs across, Teasel goes to shoot him and misses, but the next thing, Rambo just shoots through the ceiling. And I think the big man, he has an orgasm, you know what I mean?
It's good in the fact that Rambo knows he's up there, but doesn't know whereabouts up there is. So he exposes himself to get, so he gets a shot off, and he goes, "Ha, you're over there." Shoots him through the roof, doesn't he? And as you say, mate, he soils his underwear, falls through the skylight.
Aye. And he's just lying there, like, again, right, I'm going to ask, right, so the next thing, Rambo's pointing his gun at Teasel, who's lying there, and Teasel's like telling him, "Kill me, you mad son of a bitch," you know what I mean? But the next thing, Trautman, like, he just appears from nowhere, and I'm like, how the fuck did you not get shot? Where were you hiding that you didn't get shot?
Trautman appears like a ghost of Christmas past, man, just out the shadows.
Dragon
like
chains.
Batman. He just comes out of there like Batman out of a corner. But then you think, well, he trained him. He would have done the same thing. He knows what he's doing. He's gone
Don't
for the
want to
big
harm
head
the boy,
honcho.
Harvey.
Going for the head man, the big honcho, the big cheese. And Trautman goes like that. Don't do it, son. You know what I mean?
And as he says, look, you're surrounded and all that, and you just need to get up, John. This is it. It's over. It's over, son.
There's no way out of this, John, except death and all that kind of thing. You've started. There's a good bit of dialogue. It was too much to write down, but it's one of the best bits about the whole film is this end dialogue between him and Trautman. He goes like, "Mission's over, John, it's over." And then Stallone's come back. "It's not over. Nothing is over." And then he just goes into an emotional breakdown and a rant into it. It's great.
Aye, it's like everything he's held back, you know what I mean? They were in Vietnam and all that. He was in charge of $1 million equipment and all this stuff. And he comes back here and he can't even hold down a job parking cars, you know what I mean? Comes back here and people are calling him baby killer, spitting on him and all this shit, you know what I mean?
You see this bit when it's as good as it is for Stallone. Do you think Trautman as a character, this is the first time he's actually seen one of his men go through this?
Aye, because you get the...
He's taken aback a wee bit, I think.
You can see it in his face and all, because see obviously the next point where obviously Rambo's doing the flare and they start greeting, telling a story about him and his pal, how they were going to come back to America and they were going to cruise a boat in his Chevy and all this, and he tells a story how a wee boy came into the bar they were in and blew him up with a shoe shine.
It's quite racist. Quite racist. Oh, guy comes and goes, "Shine, you shine, shine, shine."
But as he's like, his pal get blew up in front of him and all that, and his pal's screaming he wants to go home and all this stuff, and then that's when Trautman realizes this guy's fucking traumatized, he's damaged, you know what I mean? But he's held it back all this time. But you kind of see Trautman's face. It starts to kind of quiver and all that, and you think like he's about to tear up and all this stuff, you know what I mean? And he's like,
He humanises, doesn't he? in that scene. That's what I mean about asking about Troutman, because I've wrote it there. You just see the change in him. As you say, Rambo's talking about him. His best pal gets blown to bits, and his pal's still alive, saying, "Help me! I want to get home. I want to drive my Chevy, but I can't find your legs. I can't find your legs." Do you know what I mean? And he's pulling bits of him off, trying to put his guts back in and all that. And
no,
so next thing you know,
nobody would help. Know what I mean? And you're like, fuck.
Rambo just gets up and then just grabs the Colonel down and hugs him.
Totally breaks down, know what I mean? Because he's not got anybody else, know what I mean? He's all his pals and all that are away, and Troutman's like the only person he's got left in his life. And I think that's when Troutman kind of realizes, like, because mind I was saying to you, I don't know if his mission was to come there and kill Rambo because he'd been off the reservation, sort of thing, or was he just something else? Know what I mean? And I think that's when he realizes, nah, you don't need to be killed. Know what I mean? You're just needing help. So
I never thought about it after the conversation in the bar. Just as you've said that there, because he, by all intents and purposes, he could have been in there at that end scene armed, expecting to put a bullet in him if it didn't talk him down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
it's quite a good point. So he hugs him, then Troutman leads him out, and it's daytime. It's morning. And the last thing Rambo does is just he turns and looks at Teasel on a gurney, get into an ambulance. Last eyeball in it. And then
that's it. And it's
the score, man.
Just getting led through reports and all that in cuffs. It's the long road.
When you're on your own. For a pal when I was younger. Say a pal, it was my mum's best friend's boy. He was about 3 years older than us. So my mum and my best friend got together and had a wee drink. We used to get put in the room with him, and he was a lot older, and he was Stallone daft, man. He used to blare that song. He thought he was Rocky and Rambo, know what I mean? And just an arsehole.
Oh, superb, man. But that was Rambo, mate. And like I say the other night, mate, it's still brilliant, man. Still brilliant.
It's no aged.
No.
Apart for the cars.
Aye.
It's no, like you said, it's no a cheese fest. That everything that happens in it, there's a sense of realism. It's rugged. It goes out and makes do with what it can with a knife, and there's obviously some implausible bits about the manpower afforded to this tune, but it's just to make the film more dramatic. What are you giving it out of 10?
Oh, it's a solid 8, mate. A solid 8.
I'm there with you. There with you on the 8. And the franchise 3 was horrific. 2, I loved them all. 2 was my favourite.
This one was my favourite, but the second one, it kind of explored like Rambo's Vietnam experience, but so I get how that's your favourite. But
because you get back to the scene of the crime. Plus, I suppose there's a nostalgia factor as well, because whereas the first one didn't have much merch off it, the second one had helicopters and gunships. Rambo with the crossbow with exploding arrows and all that. It was great, man. So an 8 for me, mate, as well. And what you calling it? Glaswegianisms.
Rajo.
Oh, Rajo. Nut job, I'm calling it. There's that nut job. As you've seen by my name, I've put Rambo.
Aye.
Did you ever get the Viz magazine? Or was it done and dusted by the time you were a wee bit older? It was it was a comic book, but it was a kind of risque comic book, and the cartoon characters in it were called like Big Boss, guy with big giant balls and all that. The Bacon family from Newcastle, they used to fight with each other. And there was Prambo, and it was a baby, Rambo. He was in a pram called Prambo. I'll need to stick them up on the internet to see if anybody else remembers. You ever heard of Billy the Fish?
I don't think so, mate.
Wee football playing half man, half fish? No.
I don't think so.
He was in it and all.
Somebody was definitely on acid when they thought these ideas up. Oh.
What about the Fat Slags?
No.
Not heard of them? Oh, well, I'll stop there. I'll get some stuff posted up to see if anybody else remembers. But obviously,
See
it's
that?
well.
You'll probably put
outdated
pictures
now.
of them up, and have probably have seen the pictures of them, but just never read any of them.
Big Balls was called Buster Gonads. He just used to walk about with his testicles in a wheelbarrow and all that, man. Just mental. Up to some shenanigans. So there you are. That was funny. And that was Rambo. My pick next week. Oh, sorry, by the way, I should say thanks very much again to Tone Multimedia. Oh, do apologise. But your advertisements have been quite prevalent in the library and in social media and on my background as well. So cheers again, Tim. Much appreciated, mate, all your help and support.
Aye,
Shout out to the boys at the Seismic there. I think Collins fell out of me
mate.
because I shat on Harry Potter.
See, I'm not a Harry Potter fan either. I wait to see the first couple of three, but see after Prisoner of Azkaban, I drifted away from it. I actually only watched all the rest of them just before COVID. It's...
I've seen them all, but I've never watched and bust them on sync.
Mm-hmm.
I will maybe do it if I can before they come off of Netflix, because it's not even the story or the lore or the effects or anything like that. It's just day three.
Aye. Well,
It's Daniel Radcliffe and that red-headed wee boy and that wee bitch.
Well, see, apparently the wee red-headed guy, I can't remember his name now. Ron, that was it, Ron. Aye, Ron. Apparently he had a bigger part in the books and all this stuff. But see, the guy that created the movies, his favourite character was Hermione. So I think she got majority of his actions and lines and stuff. So, but
I can see why, because that boy that plays Ron cannot act. There's child actors and all that. He's rotten. Oh, really, Harry? Come here, you. What word were you? I wish Hagrid had sat on you, mate. Oh, I see we've stepped on something. Oh, I'm sorry, Master Ron.
Well, see, when the first three came out, I'm sure they were coming out at the same time as the Lord of the Rings films.
Correct.
So I went down the Lord of the Rings path, whereas a lot of people went down Harry Potter. And I see it every year. People have mad Harry Potter sagas just to watch it all. Know what I mean? It's usually like Christmas and all this shit, and I'm like that. Sorry, it's not for me.
That's it. I'm not saying that it's crap or rotten or shite. I'm delighted for folk that love it and dress up as wizards and do the one thing. I can't talk. I would do that with Star Wars, but I'm just saying I don't like it. I've just never gravitated towards it. It just makes me angry. They make me angry. Like the first one, Harry buys all the sweeties on that train. Nobody else is getting swedgers.
Well, take
Really little shite. It's took a lot. Sitting there. Imagine being the next carriage going like that. There's this tucky. Woman's usually about with a tuck shop. She's back in her cabin with a bottle of gin.
Saying that, as I've watched the films, it is a who's who of British royalty when it comes to the actors. Because I don't think there's anybody missed. You know what I mean? No. But what I say is,
even the fleeting cameos of Billy Connolly and John Cleese and all that.
Aye. I mean, there was Lord of the Rings and there was Harry Potter. And we had big armies fighting, people getting cut up and all this stuff. That's where I went.
Aye. If there's the choice between two scores, man. Oh, no. Dun, dun, dun. I know where I'm going. So on that note, mate, it's my pick next week, and I choose not to divulge at this moment in time. Like you, I've got a few, so I'll keep it close to my chest. I don't know what route I'm going down yet. Sci-fi, comedy, comic, western, romance, disaster. I don't know.
I was actually going to pick that and see that one you're talking about there. I was going to pick that. I'll wait till we're finished, and
Right, okay.
But
I'll let you crack on then. Right, folks, thanks again for watching and listening. Please keep on keeping on. We appreciate it. And we look forward to your reactions that we don't get this week, all right? See you, bye.
Bye.
I'll be the last one left when the lights go out. I'm down to one last breath, but I can't stop now. We all fall down sometimes, yeah, but that's just life. So cross my heart and hope to die. Baby, I was born to fight the fear when I feel like dying. I'm trying to fly high, but I'm not a pilot, can't deny it. There's some days I feel idiotic, just a product of a system where you're lucky just to make it.